Howdy, howdy, howdy. It's the Rodfather 916. And this is another review of the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills. And this is season 14, episode 2. I'm going to spend a lot of time talking about this episode, but it's going to be from my perspective, as someone who's been married and married near the middle of his life, turning 40 or 50. But let's go over the basics. We open up with um, Dorit. Dorit is going to meet with with Erica. It's a deluxe picnic, only that they have in Beverly Hills, where she's hired someone to go to this place to create a British scene in the middle of a public park. This is Beverly Hills. Makes sense, right? Probably cost her $4,000 or $5,000 to have that set up so they could have this conversation. Dorit is sort of still upset with Kyle and what she said, and she felt it was incomplete, and she wanted to meet with one-on-one. Kyle admitted that, basically I've been horrible to everybody. I've been fighting with everybody, and she tells Dorit she doesn't have any friends, and, she needs to keep the one she has. And so she apologized, and she wants to make it up to her in any way she can. Then we catch up with Sutton. Sutton has been divorced for 7 years, and she's having problems dating, so she's going to get a matchmaker. The problem for Sutton is that she dates, and she's been dating online, but it's a one and done. She's never been asked out for a second date, and she figures a matchmaker is going to could help her. This is a well-respected matchmaker there in Beverly Hills. And we learn from Sutton, and this is going to tie into what I want to talk about the other relationships, and I'll get to that later, but she talks about her experience as a married woman, and she's talking to Garcelle, where her husband did everything. She has the background, but she was basically limited to raising the kids and planning one vacation a year. And that's not who she is at the age she is. She's got to be close to 50 or over 50. So having a man in control or having a man to tell her what to do is not what she's looking for. The last thing she's going to do in this part of her life is to obey a man. And I'm going to move on to Garcelle. Garcelle, she's talking to Garcelle about this, and Garcelle is upset about her son, who wants to live with his dad. She's divorced, and she's upset about that. And she tearfully shares with Sutton what he had told her about. She wasn't a mother to him. He loves her, but he's 15 years old, and when he really needed her, and this is from last episode, that she wasn't available. And now he's 15 and he doesn't need her. She's kind of too late. And she's hurt by that, and she shares this tearfully with Sutton. We later see Dorit and Kyle together, and Dorit wants information. Is there a problem in the universe with Kyle and Mauricio, their marriage? And Kyle is keeping tight-lipped. And Dorit is picking, but Kyle is not saying anything. And this area I want to talk about, and this is going to be the most of the video. I was married for many, many years, for 26 years. Loved my wife even after we divorced. But it was a time for us to divorce. And I say that I can see similarities. When you turn about 50 and your kids are becoming self-reliant, you kind of question, who am I now? Especially with when there's kids in the marriage. It's like you devoted all this attention to your kids. The marriage staying together, what's holding the marriage together, and you don't realize it, are the kids. You don't date, you don't talk about dreams anymore. You talk about the children and what's best for the children, and you're dreaming what's best. And now with the kids going, it's just the two of you, and what do you have in common? You've changed. You're not the same person as you were when you got married. Little things about him or her just irritates you, and you don't know why. And you see this in Dorit and PK. In Kyle's case, it may not be that she wants to divorce. I mean, Mauricio may be cheating, but she may be okay with that. But right now, she's looking at her life. Her youngest is 16. And what do I do? And she said, I kind of want to be my own person. I could relate to that. It wasn't about a relationship or having a relationship with somebody there. This is not feeling right. I don't feel good. Hear that about Sutton. And Dorit is still suffering from the time she was broken into. She was there. I mean, it's horrific. These people breaking a house while she and her kids are there, and PK, her husband, is somewhere, and they're not connecting. And for Christmas last year, she went to the bank. She kind of blacked out. She took out $10,000, which we could do that, right? Take out $10,000 and we're going to go Christmas shopping. What about credit cards? Don't we use those? Apparently she uses cash. Anyway, she blacked out. Somebody taking her purse with the $10,000 in it. And when they showed the tape, it turned out that 3 guys were following her, which brought the PTSD back. And she feels PK is not sympathetic to her. And they're doing the surface fighting, but we're not fighting, but we are fighting. And I can relate to both marriages. I can relate to Sutton being in control, having a man do everything where no man is going to keep her from living her best life, because Sutton is her kids are grown. There's something in a marriage. The only thing I would suggest to anybody who is starting to feel this way before they make a decision on getting divorced is get into counseling. It's not 100%. I mean, we went through counseling and we still got a divorce. But you're just not connecting. You don't know why. In Kyle's point, I think Kyle said, I just want to be by myself. I want to be on my own. She wants to rediscover herself. And PK and Dorit, who have filed for divorce, unlike Mauricio and Kyle, she's not happy. And he's distant. But if you find yourself in this situation and you're getting near 40 and 50, you're not crazy. And you may not be able to put it in words. And if you still love this person, I would say go have counseling. Go get counseling. There's not a guarantee, but they can help you bridge and put your feelings into words, because I didn't have feelings in the words. However, doing counseling, I sort of came to some realizations that maybe it's not best for us to be married. Maybe we're better off. Even though I love you, it's just better off that we live separate lives. So that's my weird review of the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills. It's interesting. The only thing I can add is Kyle mother-in-law was upset. Kyle's mother-in-law, who looks through plastic surgery, she looks much younger than she does. I don't know if she can blink her eyes, but she looks good. Uh, she is just concerned because she reads all these tabloids saying they're getting divorced. Kyle says, she went working out and she came without her ring. She was working out without her ring and she thinks that's a problem of it. Mauricio starting businesses all over. They're just disconnected. Like I said, we don't live in someone's house. There could be infidelities in the house. There could be other issues. But if they live with it, as one of my nieces would just say, if they like it, we love it. Because really and truly, it's no one's business. But, she wanted to know, and she goes, no, we're okay, maybe. And she was talking about tattoos. She was talking about tattoos, and she was joking to her mother-in-law that Mauricio may have had a tattoo. Now, this is a nothing joke. But she tells Mauricio, and he is now pissed. Even though it's a joke, he doesn't have any tattoos. But these are how the marriages are working right now. They're very fragile. People are upset. They're not sure what they're upset about. I remember that. I remember that. I remember that. I remember that. And my wife and I were both guilty of it at the time. Remember that. So anyway, I'm going to end here. If you are in a marriage, imagine we're talking about the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills. But if you're in your 40s and 50s and you've been married for some time and you wonder what it's all for, and after 50 you're thinking about the next or possibly last chapter in your life, what are you going to do, and do you want to do it with the person you're with? You may love this person, but is this the person you want to spend the rest of your life with, despite what vows you've taken? Wishing you love, joy, peace, and happiness. If you like this, I hope you hit the like button. If you haven't already and you like some of the other videos, hit subscribe. I'm not sure how I'm going to title this video, but anyway, I really appreciate you watching and wishing everybody love, joy, peace, and happiness. Happiness is a choice. Bye now. Thanks for watching.